So what do you think about Walmart's customer service?
What do you mean in customer service?
Customer service of Walmart.
Like on the phone?
Yes. And maybe in person, if you've had that experience.
Well, different states I've found have different. And I haven't traveled to. Well, I've been Walmart's way up north, but it's been a long time. But southern state Walmarts are pretty much self-explanatory. If you want to know what they are, anybody who's watching this probably shouldn't watch it. They already know. Just pick up the phone and ask to speak to a manager or try to get through. Try to navigate and ask them what time they close. You'll probably, in some of these southern states, I know it's a pretty negative review as far as customer service. I remember one day I made a complaint against Walmart, against their auto service center, and I called Walmart corporate. I got on the phone with Walmart corporate, and I was sitting in the parking lot making the complaint. And I was watching people, the employees, erratically drive customers' cars, like, who were waiting in the waiting area in the customer service area where the tire booth and the waiting area is and all that stuff. I was watching customers peel out and blow the horn and act stupid and blare the radio to other customers' cars. I thought it was their own cars at first. And they were flying in and out of the bays with the lifts, and I was like, I was backed in, so I was watching the whole thing, and I wanted to get my cell phone out or my Nikon, my camera out, and start recording everything, but I didn't. I just kind of sat there, and so I got on my phone. I called the corporate office, and I told them that the store and everything, and long story short, they took my complaint, as being a businessman myself, small business, very, very, very small business, and keep it that way. And I work with my hands, that's why I'm not all clean and fresh for the video, because I had a hard work day today. But anyway, I talked to them, and they said, they asked my opinion or what I saw, and I told them, and they asked me what my opinion was and what can we do to make this better or something, and who did what and how did it happen. And I told them, I said they had a bunch of employees in there sitting inside the customers' waiting area, just kind of sitting in there on their breaks. I don't know if it was their breaks or not. I'm not their manager. I don't know. I know if my employees were sitting on their asses, that they would be fired. So they're sitting on their asses in there, and then they got a bunch of, they got some guys walking out and some guys going in. Really only one guy inside the Bay Area working, and it's the senior. It's the old gentleman. It's the old guy. It's always the old guy who really wants this fucking job who's over there working. The rest of the people over there look like they feel like they deserve a job, but they're not earning the job. That's the vibe you get. I could be totally wrong, but it's really just this attitude that they fucking deserve to work there. The employees. That's the impression I got. So I told the truth. I told them what I felt. I said, hey, this is, I took the time to do it. I was sitting in the parking lot. I had time to kill. I got on the phone and I told the lady, I said, look, this is the attitude of the employees from what I see. And I said, I have no reason to make this call. And I think this was right before the gun thing had happened with them getting involved in all that business. So I didn't have any investment in making a phone call to Walmart other than an honest customer opinion and or review. And I told them, what I saw. They could hear the horns blowing in the background of cars, and they were like, is that horns blowing in the background? I said, it sure is, ma'am. I said, that is one of the employees blowing the horns of one of the customers' cars. And right now, a customer is arguing with one of the employees about it. And that's exactly what was going on. A man and a woman were arguing with one of the employees through the window of their own car that the employee was driving into the Bay Area. So what kind of shit is this? I mean, it was garbage, you know, it's shitty. So, I mean, it was a shitty thing to do. So, there's a bunch of jackasses jerking around on Walmart's time. So Walmart really must have a lot of money to just, you know, pay out in claims and shit like that, you know, people with damages. Or people are just too poor to sue to shop at Walmart, whatever the case is. But, and I don't know if this is just a southern thing or isolated. Nah, it's not isolated to a particular Walmart, because this shit happens at other Walmarts. I just never really said anything about it, because most of us want to get in and get the fuck out of there. So, Walmart's customer service, the corporate end of it, they were really eager to wipe up the mess or clean up other people's rectums, you know, and to protect their own ass and protect their own asses too, and to keep their jobs. I mean, they're hired. When you talk to them, you can tell that they're hired to make sure everybody's ass is safe. Because as soon as I got off the phone before I got off the phone with the woman, I told her, I said, I want to be anonymous. I don't want to be, you know, I told them my name, but I said I don't want to be contacted. I said, do you want to be contacted to find out what's going on? I said, for what? I can't fix any of these problems. I said, I don't have any investment in Walmart. I don't have anybody personal that I have an issue with. I just see a bunch of shit. A bunch of people acting like idiots, giving poor customer service to other people besides myself. You know, they made me wait a long time, and I had time to kill. So I took advantage of that and made the call. I reported all the facts accurately, what I saw. And based on that, after the lady was like, oh, I'm going to forward it to upper management and this person and that person and all this other stuff, Mr. Such and Such, my name. And I said, okay, well, whatever you want to do, just leave my name and my phone number out of the subject, please. I don't mind giving it to you and telling you who I am, but leave me out of it as far as calling me back, because I really don't have time to babysit, and taking the time to do this is enough, I believe, to help your establishment, if your establishment wants to be helped. If you really give a shit, then you'll take my opinion and store it with the rest of them. And I'm pretty sure your store managers, or whoever they are, fucking know what's going on. It's pretty obvious. It looks like the employees look pretty fucking comfortable doing whatever they're doing. Whatever. So I hang up the phone, you know, but 10, 15 minutes later, I'm shopping at another establishment, trying to get things in order for my guys, and I get this phone call from this bitch named Aisha, some shit I can't understand. And I'm talking to a sales representative, and in person, and I'm like, I'm sorry, who are you looking for? And she said, I'm looking, you know, said my name, my first name. And I was like, listen, I'll have to call you back. And she's like, okay, don't you forget, this is from Walmart, Aisha or something, or whatever her name was. You know, I probably got this wrong, the name part. But the phone call was accurate, and I got it, and I said, okay, you know, there was a lot of static, and I couldn't understand. There was a language barrier there, slightly. So it was like, okay, just to satisfy her. Okay, yeah, that's fine, because she was real persistent. You know, don't forget, call me back. And she said this number, and she gave me this number, you know, and I said, okay, I'll see you on the call ID. Okay, thank you, I gotta go. Bye. So I hung up. I got home after I finished with the sales rep at another place, and I said, listen, you know, I was doing business at another place, and I said, I called customer service back, and I got another person on the phone. I said, could you please look up a complaint that I made? My name is, and I gave him my name, and I said, she says, oh, the other person says, oh yeah, there's another female. She says, yeah, I see it right here. And I said, okay, you see it? And it says, I think, you know, I don't know what she was, you know, younger or older, it doesn't matter to me, but she was nice and competent, and you know, it's a mixed bag of people when you call Walmart, so it depends on the individual person's when you're dealing with customer service, but this is corporate customer service. So she said, oh yeah, I see right here it says you're not supposed to get any call back. It says do not call back. I said, okay, well, I just want to let you know I got to call back. So let's turn this into another complaint. And so this is manifested now into 2 complaints, from 1 to 2 complaints, because I'm going to assume that it's the store manager that called me, trying to fix things for her employees underneath her. And she says, oh, I know, right? What are you supposed to do? And I said, I know, right? What am I supposed to do? So what am I supposed to do? And she says, well, you're doing good by calling us. I said, okay, well, I'm calling you and I'm asking you to remove my information from this complaint, at least my name and number, and call that store manager back and tell them, whoever they were, and I believe I got their name wrong, because there's a language barrier and there was a lot of stuff going on around me, business, and please ask them not to call me anymore. I said, she was like, right, because you can't do anything to fix the problem. And I said, right, I can't fix the problem. I can't help them straighten out their employees. What am I going to do? Retract my statement and say I didn't see this or this or that, and call corporate because I owe Walmart a favor in some kind of way? Somebody's in, I'm going to save somebody's job because I'm going to call them back and say, oh, I didn't really see, I wasn't sure that I saw a guy peeling out in a car, and, front wheel drive car, and I wasn't sure that I saw a guy blowing a horn, and I saw another white guy and his wife with a Florida license plate arguing with an employee. What was I going to do? Say that? Say I didn't see all that happening? I didn't see employees sitting in the, with their feet up and being all lazy on the whatchamacallit, on the chairs and stuff, the little chairs surrounding the television in a little break room for the people waiting for the automobiles. What was I supposed to do? So I asked the lady, I said, what do you, what did she expect me to do? She's like, I don't know, but she won't call you again. I said, okay. Well, I'm making another official complaint. So make it official, make it a complaint. This time, make sure that nobody calls me back. Hey, besides calling there and asking them what time they close, or calling in there and asking to do a price check, I'm sure many people watching this know that that's pretty much, unless you live in a small town and you got a really good Walmart, that asking for a price check on something, you're going to get, and if you live in a big city, you're probably going to get an answer like, we don't fucking know what you're talking about, we don't have this anymore, it doesn't exist, or some shit like that. So you already know what Walmart's customer service is like. If you live in a nicer area or a nicer place, a nicer part of town where people give a shit about their jobs, then you're going to get customer service that's a little bit better. So I guess Walmart's customer service is what's to be expected when you're shopping at a big chain. That's what I'm going to say about Walmart's customer service. That's my honest opinion. It's my First Amendment right to say that, to report that, and to be accurate about that as best to my ability. It's the way that I feel about it. And that's Walmart's customer service.